Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Hopefully you are doing well. In today's session, we would talk about the 7 C's of communication. As far as effective communication is concerned, there are the 7 C's that we have to take care while writing or while speaking or while conducting any kind of transaction that is relevant to the transfer of ideas, feelings, thoughts through the use of symbols. So, first one of these 7 C's is completeness. Second one is conciseness. Third one is consideration. Fourth one is concreteness. Fifth one is clarity of thoughts. Sixth one would be courtesy. And seventh one related to effective communication is correctness of the message when the message is being transferred or the idea is being shared with the related participants. So these 7 C's are very effective as far as the process of communication is concerned because we have to use the ideas or the concepts in a very effective and a very efficient manner. So, in order to do that, what we need to do, what we should do, use all these strategies or all these 7 C's for the process of communication in a very effective manner. So, by utilizing these particular concepts or these particular ideas, we would be able to transfer our thoughts or our ideas or our feelings in a very efficient manner to the participants or the individuals where we engage ourselves to the others. So, as you know, that the process of communication, effective communication, whenever we transact it, so what comes to our mind, so the basic principles of effective communication, they prove how our message can become effective for the target audience. These principles, they are used to establish the style and the significance of the message, and these principles are known as 7 C's of communication. 7 C's are displayed before you. First one would be completeness. So let's talk the detail. Let's talk about the detail of these particular communication or these particular types of communication, where each one is significant in its own way in order for transfer of idea in an effective manner. The communication must be complete, that is related to completeness. It should convey all facts required by the audience. The sender of the message must take into consideration the receiver's mindset, and convey the message accordingly. A complete communication has following feature. Complete communication develops and enhances reputation of an organization. A business organization would be able to make or create its credibility before the stakeholders, and in this particular way the image is built in a very credible manner. Moreover, they are cost saving and no crucial information is missing and no additional cost is incurred in conveying extra message if the communication is complete. So if the communication is complete, we don't need to bother about the cost uh, saving, or don't need to bother about the extra cost or any other pain if once we have completed the message in a very crucial or in a very effective manner. A complete communication always gives additional information wherever required. It leaves no questions in the mind of the receiver. So there is no doubt, there is no query or curiosity in the mind of the receiver if the message is complete in all the required aspects. Complete communication helps in better decision making by the audience, readers, receivers of the message, as they get all the desired crucial information. So it complete decision making is extremely easy for the participants whenever the information is complete. It persuades the audience to listen and evaluate emphatically. So emphatically and forcefully you can evaluate all the ideas that are relevant to the process of communication. There are 5 Ws related to this particular type of communication or this particular variable. First one would be who, second is what, third one when, fourth where, and fifth one is why. Who would talk about the individual, the people, the person about whom you intend to convey the message. Second, what is the ontological question where you would take into consideration the concept about which you intend to convey the message. When relates to the time period, the time frame. It could be today, it could be a year after today, or it could be a decade after today. So you have to be very specific about the time period about which you intend to write. Fourth one is where it talks about the setting, the place, the placement, or the location, locality, neighborhood, about where the business would be taking place or the transaction would be done, or the message or the story or the idea or the concept or the letter or the memo, whatever you intend to write, it should also talk about the location. Fifth one and the last one, the most significant one, is why. Why talks about the reason, the logic, the intention behind the message. So why is also important. These 5 question method is useful when you write requests, announcement, or any other informative message to your related audience. So in order to request anything, 5 questions of the method makes clear who wants it, what you want, when you need it, where is it is to be used, and why you want it. So in a way, all these 5 things could help you to decide or to attain the information in an effective manner. At the end, when you say that you must provide him all necessary information that are required by the audience, by him or her, answers to all his or her questions very carefully, provide some information which he or she is requiring just to maintain good relationships. So you need to conclude all the information in a very complete manner in order to make your communication very effective. Second point of 7 C's is conciseness. So conciseness means concept that is transferred in a very brief, in a very limited amount of words, where you convey the message by using smallest words. Smallest possible words are used to convey the message. Conciseness is the prerequisite to effective communication or business communication, because your communication which is directed towards executives, CEOs, or professionals would be having very short amount of the time. People don't have extra time for the individuals who are unknown to them. So if you're transacting any kind of message, your message should be very concise. It should save time and expenses for both the parties. So message should be very brief. In order to do that, but as a speaker, you should avoid wordy repetition. You Too much words should be avoided. Include only relevant material. Avoid unnecessary repetition. Repetition is the thing that kills the image of your company or the image of your publicity, whatever you want to establish. So that repetition should be avoided. Wordy repetition at this stage, you can use just concise words such as now instead of using at this time. So instead of using three words, you can utilize only just one word. Try to be to the point and use this to the point approach in business, which could allow you to establish the scenario perspective and which would help the audience to understand the message in a very brief manner, as in the picture on the right side could tell you that only one, two, three, four, 5 lines are enough instead of using hundreds of lines which could convey nothing to the audience. So we should avoid wordy expressions and we should use to the point approach. What should be included in as far as this type of information is concerned? Try to be relevant as far as the message is concerned. Observe suggestion that should include relevant information. Stick to the purpose of the message. Delete irrelevant words. Avoid long introduction, unnecessary explanation. Get the important points precisely. So our information must be conveyed in a very limited amount of words, which should say all the message that you intend to convey. Unnecessary repetition should be avoided. Repetition is necessary for some special issues, but it should be avoided. Rather, if you want to repeat, the words should be changed, but when the same thing is said with out 2 or 3 reasons, the message becomes wordy and boring. That is why try to avoid unnecessary repetition. Eliminate unnecessary words. Use shorter name instead of using bigger name, such as Spectrum is fine. Spectrum Communication Private Limited would be unnecessary. Similarly, LDA would be fine instead of Lahore Development Authority. IT would be fine instead of Information Technology. NAMAL would be fine instead of National University of Modern Language. Likewise, other short names: FJW, Fatma Jana Women University, Mall Road, Rawalpindi, or FUI, Foundation University, Islamabad. Like, you can use shorter names that could convey the message very easily.